Hello viewers. Well, this year McLaren have been running their world's fastest gamer competition which is looking for the best racing gamer in the world to be the simulator test driver at McLaren and help them in construction of their Formula One car. This really is an incredible opportunity, and this week represents the finals week. Well, they brought the 12 finalists together and they bring that down to the one finalist who will eventually work for McLaren. But before all of that, I caught up the CEO of McLaren, Zach Brown, to find out a bit about the competition, his perspective behind it, as well as McLaren now and looking to the future. Hello viewers, well now I'm joined by Zach Brown. We're going to learn a little bit more about World's Fastest Gamer. When I first looked at this earlier this year, I know you're the marketing man. I thought, is this another marketing thing? Is it just going to be for this year? We've now seen it's expanded rapidly throughout the year. It's a far more serious thing now. Do you see this being an integral part of McLaren moving forward now, the development of this program?
Absolutely. You know, simulation is something that is so important to a Formula One race team's success, especially in the last 10 plus years, and with how real esports has become and how talented the best gamers in the world are. We feel that through this we're going to identify, we'll accomplish a few things. Most importantly, we'll identify a great simulator driver who will go in our simulator, and along with Oliver Turvey and our other simulator drivers, Lando Norris, contribute to development of the race car, which ultimately we'll see on the track with Fernando Alonso and Stoffel Van Dorn next year.
I mean, you're going to get a driver who you're going to develop. I mean, we're looking at competitors here. Some are in great physical shape, some perhaps not. They're going to have to get into shape. Can you see yourself sort of 5 years down the line with 5 test simulator drivers all competing, or is it something like that?
Yeah, oh no, absolutely. I think, you know, this is year one of a long-term project for us. You know, unlike maybe some of our sponsors in the past who would do an official pit crew member, and really what that meant was get the outfit and kind of hang around the team as we do pit stops. This is the real deal. We're going to expect this person to really contribute to the success of our racing team, and I think it's great. You know, esports is huge. It's a great audience. It's more popular in some geographies than Formula One, so we see esports as a great way to engage with consumers and embrace our brand. So it ticks lots of boxes for us.
So you end up with a great race. Those member staff supporting McLaren in the technical side of things. This year, obviously, you've got the world's fastest gamer. You've had Indy 500, which has been huge as well. What are these new things you're bringing? How's McLaren changed since you've taken on since Ron Dennis? Is this a changing McLaren? Is there?
You know, I think it's a team effort. You know, we've got a great group of individuals here, and we're all excited for the future. I think McLaren always led the way. They were always, you know, innovated, and were pioneering, and I think are most responsible for what today's Formula One paddock look like. That being said, I think in the last 5 years, obviously we've struggled with on-track results. Hopefully that will now change with the Renault that we're going with next year. And then a little bit of, a new culture, a new way of doing things, and everyone here is really embracing it, and I'm very proud to be part of the team and probably get more credit than I deserve.
Well, I've found that there has been a newfound excitement and energy in the team, even in the results in the last couple of races. You had great races. You know, we're looking forward to Renault next year. I should imagine that will put even more emphasis on the simulation, different engine modes, engine maps, everything else you've got to do in a limited time.
Yeah.
It's really going to put pressure not just on the racing skill of the driver, but also in terms of understanding parts on the car and the different components.
Yeah, I think, you know, Formula One cars now are so sophisticated, natural talent is not enough, because, you know, a naturally talented driver will make the race car go as fast as the race car is capable of going. A great technical, naturally talented race car driver will figure out how to make the car faster itself.
Yep.
And that's really what we're looking for, and the big contribution the simulator driver is going to make.
Now, just a quick question on the drivers. I spoke to Formula One drivers years ago, and they didn't get simulation. Do you ever find that more experienced drivers struggle with a simulator more, or to adapt?
I just think, you know, generation on, you know, what you were brought up
the
doing.
feel of being in the car.
Yeah, and I don't think it's any different than social media and digital. You know, my mom and dad aren't on Facebook and Twitter, and yet that's what my kids live on. So I do think esports, now that it's gone from a game to a very serious business for those that want to take it that seriously, it's naturally been a younger audience. So, you know, the Mario Andretti's of the world, you know, didn't do simulation in their day, and therefore, while he in particular would definitely understand the importance of it because he's very switched on, you know, some drivers might not.
Well, final question. You're a car man yourself. Have you been in the simulator here?
I have been in the simulator. We have some internal simulator competitions. I wasn't too bad, but I think I would have killed myself a few times had it been a real race car.
Absolutely. Well, I saw Jenson Button having the same challenge earlier this year at Monaco with it. But no, well, listen, Zach, thanks very much for your time, and I look forward to the world's fastest game and where it goes.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Well, a big thanks to Zach for his time there. I mean, I was mentioning there about the improved results, and it was good to see Fernando getting his highest qualifying of the year at Brazil recently. It's been good to see the improvements in the chassis in terms of you know, Sector 2 times at Mexico, but just general performance in the twisty bits. And it demonstrates that with the extra power of the new Renault in 2018, which is expecting for a significant upturn in performance, that McLaren's certainly going to be battling back at the front of the grid, and with a newfound energy and changing direction in the team as well, not only with World's Fastest Gamer, but with Indy 500, which was also a huge success. Even though Fernando wasn't able to finish the race, it was great to watch and brought a whole new audience to it, and kept McLaren in the fold there in terms of their name in the headlines. But it was really interesting meeting everybody on the day, and in part 2 we're going to look more at the events as well as an interview with a couple of the competitors. But that's it from me for now. As ever, more soon.